Are you ready, kids? Get your parents' permission, check your mailbox, and grab your shopping cart. It's time for the Adventures in Collecting podcast.
I'm Eric.
And I'm Dave. Welcome to Adventures in Collecting, where we talk toy news, culture, and hauls,
along with our journeys as collectors. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Adventures in Collecting.
Hi.
Dave, we're back, and this is like a out of nowhere special episode. One could say that it swung in.
Oh.
Out of nowhere, Dave.
I was like RKO, like.
No, I don't think there's another. I don't think there's a three-letter abbreviation for today's subject matter. Not one that I could think of. Flip has too many letters in it.
No. This episode will do whatever a spider pig does.
Good one. I like that. Yeah. If you're listening to this and your spider sense is tingling, your Peter tingle is going off, that's because it's the 60th anniversary of everyone's favorite wall crawler, Spider-Man. So over the last 60 years or so, he has had a lot of figures, and in order to help us kind of go through this journey, if you think Spider-Man toys, one of the first things that I'm sure comes to your mind is Toy Biz. And when you're thinking of Toy Biz Spider-Man toys, you're of course thinking of Toy Shiz and Retro Shiz for that matter. So joining us once again on the podcast, we are thrilled to welcome back our friend, your friend, pillar of the toy community, Toy Shiz. Welcome back to Adventures in Collecting, buddy.
Hello. Thank you for having me. I'm so pleased to be talking about Aquaman that he swam in.
Wait, you should probably go back and check that email.
It's a terrible joke. I'm sorry. I thought of something clever. That was the best I could do on such a whim.
It was great.
Peacemaker would have many things to say regarding.
Mainly, he would just want to know what fish it was. That's
right.
That's really
yeah.
what it is.
I was under the pretense we were talking about Aquaman. I'm sorry. Then I'll go.
No, that's for a future episode. We'll bank that one. You can come back for that one too.
There's not too many toys to talk about with him anyway, so it's gonna be boring.
I was gonna say we could talk about all 10 action figures.
Right. Yes, Spider-Man. Heck yeah! Thanks for having me on for this one.
On today's episode,
I have put together a little timeline that I have not shared with Toy Shiz or Dave here. That kind of takes us through a journey starting in the 1970s, all the way up to today. And I also posted a story on our Instagram, asking some of our followers to sound off on their favorite Spider-Man toys over the year. So as we go through, when we hit certain points, we'll give you some people a shout out here as they reference some of their favorites. So I mean, there's really only one place to start with Spider-Man, and that's the beginning, right? So, if the math is correct, Spider-Man makes his debut in 1962, which is 60 years.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. So, and it's that comic book math, right? So, like, the issue has a certain stamp on it, and whether or not it came out, kind of around that time, right? But we're 60 years. But he has to wait a whole just about decade before he gets his first action figure, which is from, of course, Mego. So Mego's first Spider-Man figures. First of all, does anyone here have a Mego Spider-Man figure in their collection?
I do.
You do? All right.
Yeah.
So
his costume is ragged as all holy heck, but he's there. He's got one, like the toes. He's like homeless Mego Spider-Man at this point.
So do you have the 12-inch, the 8-inch, or well, if we're talking cloth, so it's either the 12-inch or the
Yeah,
8-inch though.
the 8-inch one. Yeah.
Okay, so the third, so the 12-inch and 8-inch, of course, people who are not familiar with Mego figures, they kind of blur that line between action figures and doll. They have the soft goods, they have those kind of GI Joe innards with the O ring, right? But then they also had the 3 3/4 inch pocket heroes.
Yeah,
Um,
those are cool.
so those were the response to, of course, like in the 70s, the big Kenner boom with Star Wars and the like. So Mego got in on the 3 3/4 inch figures as well. But the 8-inch cloth Spider-Man is probably, when you think Amigo Spider-Man, that's probably the one that everyone thinks of.
Yeah. I think so, like that, and also because of, I mean, if you grew up in that time and you had them, but for me, kind of, you'd see them every once in a while, like a garage sale or a comic book shop, not really thinking anything of it, but it wasn't until for me, like Toy Fair magazine with the Twisted Mego Theater, that's where I was like, okay, you know what I mean? Just really put that cement on, like, maybe you should get one of these. You know what I mean? That was just awesome. So that's my fondest memories.
Yeah, I do not have. I have a bunch of like the modern Mego figures, but I
Mhm.
I don't have any vintage ones. Honestly, like my first hands-on experience with a Mego figure was in the last year or so.
Yeah, with like the redo stuff that they've been coming out with, which
Yep.
have been interesting. I feel like if they were to do Marvel, that would just like blow it up. But it's good to see they're doing DC again. At least the horror stuff goes either way with me. I like them. I don't classify them as dolls. They're doll adjacent,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, that's fair.
some of them are pretty cool. Like you could say Mezcos are doll adjacent if you want to go there. But the Migos are fun.
So yeah, I mean, it would be interesting to see them, tackle the Marvel license. I don't know how that would even work at this point. Like licensing is so weird and all over the place, but
Yeah.
they have so many IPs over there. I would say nothing's out of the realm of possibility when it comes to Marty Abrams. He kind of makes the magic happen over there.
The design on some of the soft goods on the original Migos is interesting. Like the larger one with the circular kind of spider web.
Yeah.
So Dave, that 12-inch larger Spider-Man, that is going to be our call out for this category. So
Oh,
I sourced some rare pieces, as we go throughout from thanks to CBR.com for a wonderful article that talks about the rarest Spider-Man figures. And if you want to read the article, I'll put a link to it in the show notes. But the one of the most valuable slash rare Spider-Man toys from this era would be the 12-inch Spider-Man with spiderweb, and that goes for $450 on the
wow.
aftermarket. So, if you have one of that figure, I believe is for a mint, or at least on card,
Yeah.
12-inch Spider-Man. Because at this point, if it's been opened, it's probably barely got any
It's
clothing
worthless.
left.
Yeah, it's like kind of that the cloth looks very stretched out on most of these photos that I'm looking at.
So once we leave the world of Mego, and Mego kind of had the Spider-Man figures throughout the 70s. It was really the only place that you could get a Spider-Man action figure. That takes us into the 1980s to Dave, one of your favorite toy lines of all time.
Yes, indeed, one of my favorite toy lines. You must be talking about Secret Wars,
I am indeed. So
Mattel
Mattel Secret
Secret Wars.
Wars. So as this was one of kind of your favorite lines, tell us a little bit about what you remember from the Mattel Secret Wars line when it came to Spider-Man.
Um, so I remember it had the accompanying comic book. Um, it's one of those lines where when I was younger, I thought I had a lot of them, and then as an adult, it turns out I didn't have as many as I thought I did. But because there were so many series of it, but this was the first time you got both the standard, red and blue with the black webbing Spider-Man, and then you got the symbiote suit.
Well, Secret Wars, right? That was the storyline where that suit made its first appearance. Yes,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
namesake of the line itself.
Yes.
Now, remind me, because my interactions with the Secret Wars figures were really kind of again like what most of my early toy memories were once you had kind of moved on from something. That's when I got to play with them. As our age gap has been has been gone over multiple times. But
Yes.
didn't these come with like, I feel like they came with like lenticular pieces.
Yeah, like a lenticular kind of card that went into a shield, and it
Right.
was generally like there was a secret identity thing, like where it was like human face and then suited up face, and then like on the other side it was an action shot, I believe.
It was
Yeah.
almost like the Visionaries thing, right?
Except wasn't the Visionaries the hologram though?
Oh yeah, that's right. Theirs was more of a hologram than a lenticular thingy.
Yeah, this was just like, I always think of lenticular as like the Frighteners poster when I was younger in the movie theater.
That
Yeah.
thing. Yeah, I know what you're talking about there.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Yeah, like
Uh,
all the heroes had like circular ones, and then the villains had like square, lenticular shield. Like, just give them shields, whatever.
yeah,
We'll see
Yeah.
that trend come back in this journey. We'll see that
and
that shield trend come back.
Yeah,
the evil shields were like gray and square, and then the um hero shields were like red and circular, I believe.
yeah, yeah. They need to make recent Hasbro Marvel Legends. They need to make a return to that. Instead of build a figure, there should be more shields. I'm just saying. So
Hey, you got that Kenner line, that Kenner inspired line.
yeah,
Those figures could use some shields.
yeah, exactly. Shields and weapons, but yeah,
And a turbo cycle and a repainted Doom cycle.
yeah.
So as before we exit this category and move into the kind of the bulk of things here, shout out to mutual friend of both of ours, Khalil over at Caster's Corner.
Khalil. Yeah.
His favorite Spider-Man figure of all time is the Mattel Secret Wars Spider-Man.
That is a great figure. Yeah.
It they were all, I loved all of these except for Doc Ock because his tentacles broke super easy.
Yeah.
It's one of those things I remember when I was little. I think I had like two of them, and without like both were tentacleless.
I just remember thinking with these figures that they were all really skinny. They all seemed very like slight in their build because they were all pretty much on the same like figure base.
Yeah,
Well,
for the most part, yeah.
they were top heavy with like skinny legs, so they were big, bulky, like chest
And
and shoulders, and then like no legs.
yeah,
They
pre-posed in that like they're just about to crouch kind of thing. Yeah.
yeah, which worked really well for Spider-Man. Like
Yeah.
that was a good pre-pose for him, truthfully. So, there weren't many individual Spider-Man figures in this time. As we said, there was really only two. Repacks and whatnot. But the one of the most valuable and rare Spider-Man figures in throughout all eras is a mint Secret Wars Spider-Man. If you have one of those, at the time of this CBR article, you were looking at $250 on card for that
and
Spider-Man.
and that's the standard, not the
That
symbiote.
Yeah, that is the standard. I was
Oh, interesting.
expecting the symbiote to be the black suit costume to be more expensive, but yeah, no. In this case, the regular old, red and blue Spider-Man, you were looking at a cool 250.
It seems like over the years of what I've seen, like the symbiote Spider-Man always fares better in terms of paint rub, and then the Spider-Man, like you never see like a fully webbed up, like good looking Spider-Man anymore from the Secret Wars.
Oh, mine certainly missing all the webs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
that-
might have been something that just rubbed off real easy or something. Because every time I see him, I'm like, oh, that poor Spider-Man. Look at that guy.
he's seen some things.
Yeah.
I think mine barely even has eyes at this point. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and none of that was sculpted on. I mean, all of that was paint. So yeah, I mean, it makes complete sense because the black suit Spider-Man, it's really like the deco on it. It's really simple. Really,
yeah,
really
I
simple.
remember him being like, I remember being when I found it or when it was given to me, it was like I've never seen this before. Like, I guess maybe that was what made me think of like maybe a false sense of rarity to it. Is that that was brand new, which it was, but
Yeah, especially, even going to like a lot of thrift stores and garage sales as a kid, I don't remember these showing up, if at all, ever. I can't think of any time where I was like, oh, there's somebody's selling their old Secret Wars and stuff. You know what I mean? It's just one of those toy lines that, I mean, you go to a convention or something, sure, they're everywhere, but on the off chance, like Ghostbusters and stuff were, very much a plenty when I was a kid at all garage sales and turtles and everything. So,
For some reason, I feel like when I think about this line, the one that I've always seen in like Lucy bins is Kang the Conqueror.
I've seen, and the one I see is like you said, Doc Ock, but he's always pissing the tentacles.
yeah. Or like,
At which point it's just it's almost like a
He's just a Doc.
yeah, or it just becomes a Toad figure pretty much.
Right.
green jumpsuit, bowl cut.
I mean, it's another like hero heavy line too, because your villains are like Baron Zemo, Doctor Doom, Doc Ock, and like Kang. Oh, Magneto too.
Yeah, there was a
Yeah.
Magneto.
Yeah, okay. It is. I guess there are more villains than I think,
a
but
capeless Doctor Doom, which always baffled me. Right.
and a capeless Magneto.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. I don't know why I for some reason thought he had a. Yeah. Too many years of this stuff now.
No, they were all subscribed to the Edna Mode philosophy of
Right.
costumes, no capes.
No capes.
So from the 1980s and Mattel's Secret Wars line, this takes us to 1990 and the start or the 1990s and the start of the Toy Biz era of Marvel figures, and we all know a thing or two about the Toy Biz figures,
Oh
right?
yeah.
Yeah,
I
just a
think
thing
so.
or two.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know if you need to make a phone call, but you might want to go get retro Shiz to see
Yeah,
if
I gotta
he's,
call the
if he's
Toy Biz
available.
hotline. Hold on. I just would listen to that as a kid. Oh man, that was great. They need more hotlines these days. Come on.
Well, short aside, I just listened to this fascinating piece about hotlines. So like all those hotlines that used to be active, like whether it was the Toy Biz one, whether it was the WWF one, whatever, there's actually a company out there that waits for companies to let those hotlines lapse in order to buy the numbers in the off chance that somebody will call them.
That's a good business strategy right there. We
And
got one.
And apparently they're sitting on like millions of these defunct hotline numbers, and they all go to like effectively like a knockoff like Life Alert service, or like they go to like an erotic call line still.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think the Toy Biz one might be along those lines now. Who knows?
Well, infamously, right? Didn't the one from the one of the Nintendo games, like I want to say it was like the Who Framed Roger Rabbit, like one of the like in-game things that used to be able to call for like a tip line became like one of those services.
Like the $5 a minute. Ask your parents' permission or don't.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Why is the phone bill $900? It's like, oh, sorry, I needed to figure out Tetris.
Oh man. All right. So Toy Biz. So I feel like there's a lot to talk about here. So I think first of all, when I think of the Toy Biz line, I think of the animated series, the Spider-Man the animated series, all the figures that came out to kind of support that, that amazing cartoon, and a lot of which
the best cartoon ever made.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
I can't say that with a straight face, but yeah.
it's just one of those things where like now I'm watching that on Disney Plus with my daughter, and like yeah, like I definitely remember it differently as a kid, but
Yeah.
it's still fun. Like it's a lot of
It
fun.
it definitely, it's not like season 3 and 4 of the real Ghostbusters. Like it holds up pretty well out of the Marvel Power Hour shows, especially like X-Men. That holds up. Spider-Man does hold up pretty darn good, but it's no Fantastic Four or Iron Man, that's for sure.
Or Hulk for that matter.
Or Hulk.
Mm.
Hulk, I'll go give it to him. That is better than most, we'll say.
Yeah, the Fantastic Four one's rough.
Oh my god, yeah. Oh well, it's classic, you know. The memories, sitting there blissfully going like, I have no idea what's going on. This is perfect.
But there were so many good action figures. Like say we will about the cartoon, but like from the packaging, which we're seeing now in those those beautiful Marvel Legends, vintage inspired figures, to like I know we have had conversations at length as I was going through bins of old figures. Like, hey, which figure is this again? I think this is the Hobgoblin that came with the zip line. Like,
Yeah. No, the cartoon, I mean, as a kid watching that, and every week you were just, because also it wasn't like you were guaranteed a new episode every Saturday morning. It was kind of like, well, maybe, and just waiting there and hoping that the new episode would unleash like a new title card. You get all excited, like, oh my god, finally, because they would do so many reruns. It wasn't until like probably season 2, season 3 where kids, was it Kids W? No, I'm sorry, Fox Kids would start doing promos like this Saturday morning, like get ready for a new adventure, and you'd get like even more excited because it was coming. But God, I remember sitting there waiting with the VHS VCR recorder, going to push both buttons and record the episode, and then stop it between commercials,
oh yeah,
and then remember to hit it again when it comes back on, as I forgot many a time. I'm like, oh my god, I didn't even record the whole episode. I'm ridiculous.
now
Yeah.
kids, you see, there used to be this thing called the VCR.
With a
It
tape
was
that was
shaped like
made
an
with
iPad,
magnets.
yeah.
It also doubled as a playset because it had a really cool door on the front of it, and you could put
Yeah,
figures in it. It
you
was
could stick
great.
money in there or whatever, it doesn't matter.
So, yeah, I mean, there were a ton of figures from Toy Biz, that you that in that kind of classic 5-inch scale, um, from the animated series, and then as things kind of developed, and we started to move on and advance, we moved to into the classics line, and then of course into Marvel Legends. So Spider-Man Classics is really what started it all.
See, I think there's one that we're skipping though, and it was like the OG Toy Biz line that was like the same time as when the Batman figures came out.
Yeah,
Yes,
That
yeah,
Marvel superheroes.
there definitely was a Spider-Man in that line. Yes,
There
yes,
was
yes,
at
yes.
least one. It had
Yeah.
the like almost like shield that he shot that
Oh,
looked
yeah.
like a spider web.
Oh man, now I feel bad because I said the shield thing was going to come back, and then I totally missed it. This is the shield
Yeah,
thing coming back.
Oh, I was just happy to get to Toy Biz, we're good.
yeah. And then Toy Biz had the movies too.
Well, yeah.
The
So
first two
so
movies.
so first came the Spider-Man classics. So that was the like predecessor to the Marvel Legends line. Those were the infuriatingly difficult to open Spider-Man figures in those like hand severing, finger
Yeah,
slicing
yeah.
blisters.
I always
Um,
say, like, people that say, like, oh, Marvel Legends, like the people that they go, oh, figure swap. I'm like, try figure swapping with those dang clamshells back in the
yeah.
day. They'd be covered in blood. Like, hey, I'm just returning this. Like,
Here's my DNA in case you want to come find me later.
yeah.
And now, a word from our sponsors. And now, back to the show.
But those were great. I still actually have my my black suit Spider-Man from that, with the super cool wall mount thing with the symbiote like popping off the brick wall.
Yeah, that was cool.
those figures are I think are still super cool. And they came with comic books, repros of the comic book that the figure came from. And I think part of that, like, I was just having this conversation with two of our friends who work at our local comic shop, and like I wish I'm sure it's because, like, there's not enough money to be made out of the endeavor, but like I love the idea of somebody who maybe is not a comic book reader finding some sort of gateway into learning more about the character through comic books. So, like, whether it's seeing an episode of Moon Knight on Disney Plus and then going to a comic shop and saying, like, hey, I saw this thing on Disney Plus, what should I read? Or like even an action figure, at that point of entry, saying, like, here's an action figure, now read about it.
Yeah. Well, it's like for me with the Toy Biz, the day I remember getting that Spider-Man figure is the animated series had just kind of premiered, and I was more of a Batman DC Comics fan as like a younger kid, like moving from Turtles, Ghostbusters, all that kind of stuff. It really wasn't until those, the animated series where I got really into Marvel. Like that was like, here's all these heroes, you know what I mean? And I was like, I remember as a kid, I was always jumping back and forth. Like animated series Batman was cool, and then you go to Spider-Man, then you go to X-Men, and you never really were on like one side. You kind of jumped around a lot, but when you were on that one side, it was like the best thing ever. You know what I mean? Like you can't talk about Wolverine, like he's amazing. You know what I mean? So
It was a great time to be, like, growing up in that era, because there really was, like, there was media much like it is now, I guess, but like there was media everywhere for
yeah.
for these characters.
Yeah, I don't know anything else. All I know is a constant, like every week we have something different, and that's been going on for the last 38 years.
what
And I always feel
what
like
year
too,
is it?
like I've enjoyed the kind of cartoon movie, um, and I guess now TV show end of Marvel better than DC, aside from Batman,
Yeah.
because really that Superman show that came out, the cartoon that came out around the same time as or after Batman the animated series,
Mhm.
was like that, and Christopher Reeve is like your best Superman.
Yeah, the and that's another thing. Like, as much as I was into Batman, of course, Superman. But as a kid, I always remember, like you said, the Christopher Reeve. It was always like that's Superman. That's just the mainstream Superman that you're supposed to know. And I never, to this day, I'm still not a fan. I never really liked those Superman movies as a kid, especially after watching like the animated series Superman and going like, oh, this is totally better. There's no crystals that have like floating faces in them, talking, all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, it's cool that like there was so many good and stuff that still again holds up to this day of just like that cements my idea of Superman. Like animated series Superman going forward, even collecting McFarlane stuff to this day, I'm like, animated Superman is really tough to beat in that sense.
And I'm the same way with Spider-Man. Like, my Spider-Man is the animated series Spider-Man, which is
Yeah.
why I was
Yeah.
so stoked that, Hasbro today, like, in 2022, 2021, is putting out modern, like, sleek, articulated versions of these characters, because, like, that's my Spider-Man.
Yeah. No, I agree. It's when you hear, for me, Spider-Man is Christopher Daniel Barnes. That voice, it's
Hmm.
just a lot of people say, was it the other guy Keaton that one did Spectacular Spider-Man? Which, hey, it's a great voice, but Eric from The Little Mermaid, that's my Spider-Man.
Yep, 100%.
And the theme song was great too.
Yeah, great, by Aerosmith's Joe Perry.
Yeah. Oh man, that's. I was just watching some guy YouTube channel. He was talking about the new Spider-Man movie, Far From No Way Home, and he had the animated series music on in the back. I'm like, see, everybody knows that tune that's associated with Spider-Man. So
Speaking of which,
It,
he's had some really good themes over the years. When you,
the Ramones, although the Ramones was a cover of like the original
but even
Spider-Man cartoon,
that
but
original Spider-Man cartoon theme song is like,
mhm.
it's like a part of pop culture.
yeah,
Yeah, and what was it? Spider-Man 2, the second Spider-Man, where there was like the subway, the lady in the subway playing it on a violin.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Snuck it into the movie. Speaking of which, that was also something that Toy Biz did. They were they took a crack at the first two Spider-Man movies. So
Oh, wait, before you do that, I just remembered the one thing that I loved about the more so than the web shield, suction cup hands.
oh
Yeah.
yes, and he had it on like the knee too, so that way you could like
The suction cup hands that
No,
like
that was Nightcrawler.
Nightcrawler had it
yeah,
on the knee and the hand. Yes,
like
Yeah,
Spider-Man had it
like
on the two
it was
hands.
unplayable. It's you can't play with it kind of thing because the dang suction cup was on his knee.
Doc Ock's tentacles in Secret Wars, the suction cups that did not stay on his hands,
Yeah,
whether intentionally or otherwise.
And then they had the talking Spider-Man with the talking Venom. That was great.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Yeah.
which now if you have one of those on card, I would love to hear it.
Oh,
I would
yeah, mine sounds like it's haunted. You know, like you push the Venom box, and it's like come in. Yeah. It's like, oh my god.
It sounds like a rock tumbler.
Careful, don't hit it too many times. It might summon something. Just
Yeah.
It might summon Eric's Aunt May figure.
oh god. I have yes. Thank you, Dave. Thank you, Brock.
Oh, the famous Aunt May figure, the one that everybody was asking for when we were kids. Yeah.
I have one. I'm the proud owner of a minty Aunt May,
Oh, you
that
gotta
I
have one
got
of those. That's
that I
classic.
got Eric for Christmas.
complete with monster hands. I mean, it's just
Terrifying.
so I hear that there is a rumor that the existence of that figure and the delivery of that figure is the reason why Jesse Falcon won't let Marvel won't let Hasbro at this point produce a new Aunt May figure.
Hey, you never know, right? The
I,
Nintendo did that with the Mario Brothers, so you know the movies. No more. Don't ever touch our movies again. Hey, don't ever touch Aunt May again. Makes sense.
I've yet to get like proper confirmation on it, but I haven't also gotten a no. So we're gonna go with a strong rumor that figure scarred a lot of people.
All I'm saying is, if Marvel Legends wants to make an Aunt May from the animated series, we're good. The little blue, the white hair, you could have her hang out with the Sinister Six. It'd be great.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I honestly, I would love like that's got like San Diego Comic Con exclusive written all over it, an Aunt May and a proper Mary Jane
Yeah,
from because that's gonna be a tough one to get over at retail, but that's a fun exclusive,
yeah.
with
No,
the two of
that's
them.
that or Walgreens. Make it hard to find.
Yeah, yeah, true. Um,
And you were going into the movies, Eric.
Yeah, so I was gonna say that another line that is pretty well beloved is some of those early super articulated movie figures. So like even now, like when No Way Home, spoiler alert, came out, people wanted the Willem Dafoe Green Goblin figures that were part of that wave, whether it was the Norman Osborn with like the cool chair with the talking helmet on it, with the light up eyes, or the super articulated Spider-Man, which I'm actually looking at right now. I have him currently on display with my movie Marvel Legends. Those were really really cool figures and actually still hold up really well today, like surprisingly well. The sculpts are really great on them, the deco, the articulation, it's all there. So they were a little bit ahead of the game with that line.
They had a cool Alfred Molina for number 2.
Hmm.
Yeah, I remember. I have a horrible confession though. As much as like those figures came out, I never collected those lines.
Those were one of the I'm
I
trying to
have a few of
think.
them now, but I never. I was that nerdy kid that was like, Spider Man's webbing doesn't come out of his wrists. It's it's web shooters.
So you didn't have the Tobey Maguire that shot water?
No. No, but
But
I did get the super articulated the big one. Like he's like 16 inches tall or something like that. I thought that was cool.
with 65 points of articulation.
Yes.
I think it actually was like in the 60s.
Yeah,
'Cause
it's ridiculous. Like every single finger, like every digit that you could think of articulates. Like it's heavy duty and it's huge. It's heavy and it's huge.
Well, when you get Galactus, you can have him go toe to toe.
There you go.
It's like a Spider-Man mecha suit.
Right? Yeah, you can pop off the head and just put it on top of Spider-Man's. It's weird.
But yeah, the movie figures were great. You know, iconic packaging. You know, featuring the art of the films and everything. Like I can still, you know, those kind of like oranges and yellows, right? And then of course the actual Marvel Legends themselves. So the first iteration of Marvel Legends. You know, a line that is arguably, you know, the most collected line today out there, or one of the most collected lines out there today. Started with Toy Biz. So.
Yeah.
It's crazy to think that they've been around this long, but you know that we're starting to you know, kind of dive back into those early days of Marvel Legends now.
I can't believe it's been 20 years because you think back, you're like, oh my God, all that wasted time going to Target and Walmart. Like I could have been doing so many other things for 20 years. Oh my God.
Yeah, yeah, it has been 20 years of Marvel Legends, 60 years of Spider-Man, 20 years of Marvel Legends. It's bananas. Um, so I'm gonna say this. Uh, Out of all of the figures in the Toy Biz years, which line do you think produced the most valuable rare in this category?
Marvel Legends or like animated series one?
It
That'd be
is
my guess.
All of
it
them.
Marvel Legends.
it is an animated series one. And it is a store exclusive 2-pack. Would anyone like to venture a guess?
Oh, well, I know it already because I saw the list. So.
Oh.
But
All
I
right.
did a video on it, so I do have one.
So go ahead. Why don't you let us know what it is?
That was the FAO Schwartz one, right? That's
Yep.
the 2-pack
Strange
of
transformations.
yeah, that is an odd story. I just happened to be as a kid in New York at the FAO Schwartz right there in it was next to the Plaza Hotel. So I guess it's like near Times Square, right?
Mhm.
Or by the
Or
park.
yeah.
Yeah. I don't is it there anymore or did they change it or minimum? I forget.
Yeah, it's moved. It's now in it's by like Rockefeller Center now.
Okay. Yeah, I walked in there. I got if this was the same trip, I got a Spawn figure and I got this 2-pack. And I had never that was one of those ones where it was on the Toy Biz hotline, but it didn't if I remember correctly, it just said like an FAO Schwartz exclusive. And you're like, what the heck is FAO Schwartz? You know, there's like there's no internet. So you can't just like look it up. And you know, when you ask your parents, they're like, we don't know. Like go play with baseball. Sports, please God, do something else besides this. Um but yeah, I mean, it's fairly straightforward. It's a pretty cool pack, and it's cool going back now, and I'm still kind of finding like odd end Spider-Mans to this day where you're just like, what is this from? So this is kind of like a fun one where it's like the cosmic Spider-Man, and then you had like the mid transformation, even though he has like a silver Spider-Man symbol going on, symbiote suit. So it was definitely fun. Not exactly animated. Well, kind of one of them was, but still, it's a fun 2-pack. Comes with a giant blue webbing suction cup thing.
Well, that was the one thing that I actually wanted to mention. My kind of favorite thing about this era of collecting, or this era of Spider-Man toy, is actually uh leads me back to like one of those like you're still finding random Spider-Man figures that like may have been included in like this set or that set, like these kind of
Yeah,
one-off things. Um, the what was it, the flip trap Spider-Man playset, right? That
yeah.
has the Spider-Man with the where you
Oh
could
yeah,
slip
we
him into
talked
the
about that.
magnetic
Remember that?
boots.
Yeah.
Yeah, I found that loose Spider-Man lying around. Could not figure out what it was, and then remembered that I had that very awesome playset with the cool feature where you could put magnetic boots on Spider-Man, hit a button, and he'd flip upside down and stick to the ceiling. It was great.
Yeah, it's funny that Spider-Man is like I thought it was the same exact one as a different release, but it's different. It's like it's like scaled down just a little bit, and he has an alternate hand. So the flip and trap one is like lighter, which I'm attributing like it's easier to flip or do whatever, because the other one that really much looks like that one except for the different hand is a lot heavier, and it's just, I don't know. It's funny to have little nuance like this. Spider-Man is just a little bit different, but it's still a cool Toy Biz one to have.
And he's a slightly muted paint color too. Like he's like his red is a little more on the pink side, his blue
Yeah.
is a little
Mhm.
more on like the sky blue side. It's just weird overall variant of a figure.
Yeah, there's so many. I mean, God, it's like few and far between these days on like if am I missing anything from like Toy Biz? We'll say Spider-Man specifically. But I mean even Venom got so many variants. Like even blue, light blue, little bit like a gray blue, and it's all the ones with the big hands, the tongue sticking out. Then there was one with an alternate head, but got the big hand. It's just they just swap things out whenever they needed a box set or something like that. They're like, we'll figure it out.
That's how I ended up with a lot of my kind of one-off figures from the Toy Biz era, were those KB Toys exclusive box sets. Like I think that's where I got my speaking of Venom, I got the one with like the squishy head that comes off and reveals Eddie Brock underneath.
Yeah. Hmm.
I think that was in a box set with like the Thing in a trench coat,
Yeah.
uh, like a Berserker Wolverine. Like it was like a random, like which figures did we make too many of?
Yeah, like it was funny. All the figures were like normal. It was a black box one, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, and all the figures like normal, and then the Hulk was like the smallest figure in
yeah,
there.
yeah. And it was because it was like the original Toy Biz Hulk.
Yeah.
Like, oh man. So
Mhm.
our shout out for this category comes from at doorman_doodles, the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man figures, multiple. So any of the Tobey Maguire ones from the Toy Biz era are the favorite figure here.
You're matching this up because Marvel Legends said they're going to make 3 new Spider-Mans for the No Way Home, right? I keep calling it Far From Home. No Way Home. They put too many homes in those movies.
Home, home, home. It's like
Mhm.
Beetlejuice.
No Way
Um,
Homecoming.
Far From No Way Homecoming. There we go. Got them all. Yeah, so yeah, next year, right? 2023. We got three new Spider-Mans is coming.
Yeah.
I
Or you
hope
could just go on eBay now and get them all.
yeah, yeah.
Lots of
Right
people
right
know.
before they announced No Way Home, I scooped up the Amazing Spider-Man 2 Marvel Legends Spider-Man. I
Oh yeah.
got him for like $16
Yeah.
on Mercari. And then the first trailer of the movie came out and like that figure shot up.
Oh, don't worry, he'll go back down again.
Yeah.
Oh, I have no intention of getting rid of him. I'm enjoying him at
Yeah, that's the
the
thing.
moment.
People always say like, "Oh man, why don't you ever sell these things?" I'm like, "Well, because they have meaning to them." You know what I mean? Like, I
Mhm.
don't care if there's a new one. You can get that one too.
Yeah. Yeah, I just bought a 2-pack of Sam Wilson and Captain America so I can have a Falcon without a mask on.
Yeah, there you go.
It's like, do you know how many times they release the same wrestler as a figure? Like,
Yeah. Oh God,
sit,
forget it.
yeah, I'm sitting on like piles of Roman Reigns. Like,
And The Rock.
yeah.
The
So
Rock, he's a movie star. What are you talking?
he is now, yeah. So before we get into Hasbro, kind of like so Toy Biz takes us from 1990 to 2006, where Hasbro picks up on the Marvel license. But between 2006 and or between 1990 and 2006, we did have one other pretty notable debut of a Spider-Man figure, and that was in 2002 when Spider-Man made his Lego minifigure debut.
No.
Oh,
So obviously, Marvel, Lego, Marvel DC, Marvel Star Wars, huge franchises with tons of new sets every year. But there have been a ton of really cool Spider-Man Lego sets. Most recently, they did the Daily Bugle, which was like loaded with minifigures and details and all kinds of cool stuff. And they had.
another shout out to Khalil. He got that and put that together.
Did he? I didn't see him. I didn't see that he had that one.
I thought he did. Remember, like
You might be right.
almost like right when it came out. I
It
thought he
looked like
had
a
it.
cool set though. That thing is massive.
And it's got some awesome minifigures in it that apparently are only going to be in that set. So,
Uh,
which is a very Lego. It's a very Lego thing to do. But yeah,
Oh no way! They had a set that was like um Macho Man. Oh no, it says was not released. Never mind. It was supposed to be like a
oh, a bone saw.
yeah.
Well, actually, the timing would have been right on that because Toy Biz had the license the same time as the Marvel license, the same time as they had WCW.
Or maybe it looks like it was like they announced it but never released it. Maybe.
Ooh, I have
Or
to.
the internet's lying, which is also possible. So
That's impossible. The internet never lies. What?
We'll have to look into this some more because that's one that's high on my list. I would love a Macho Man Randy Savage Bonesaw is ready figure.
I would get that Marvel Legends in a heartbeat.
Bone saws ready.
And it stinks because even if you get a Macho Man from that era, well, you know what? If you went back and you got one of those
You
Marvel Toys, Toy Biz era WCW figures, you might be able to make something work there.
there's one that's like late WCW Macho Man that's a Mattel. It's costly, but it's basically that.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
well, if you get the Mattel one, he's going to be too big. That's
Yeah,
we
it's
got
true.
7-inch figures. Scale is important, guys. So yeah, so Spider-Man makes his Lego debut in 2002. And this one I found bonkers. So the most valuable and rare Spider-Man minifigure is the 2013 San Diego Comic-Con minifigure. It was like it was very, very limited. If you have one of those, it goes for just under $6,000
Okay.
for that minifigure. Apparently, there
Like,
were
yeah, we're good.
there were only like a couple hundred. They were given out as trivia prizes
Oh,
from what
very
I was
cool.
reading.
Yeah.
So extremely limited. If you have one of those, the going rate for it is $6,000.
All
Um,
right.
Now I have to imagine I'm not, I dabble here and there in Lego. I got to imagine that's one of the most expensive minifigures. Like
Yeah.
I can't imagine that like in all of Lego that there are many just a minifigure. Like I know sets are very valuable, like some of those early Lego sets, you have the box and everything, but like for just a minifigure,
It's probably always like a Comic-Con or like a Toy Fair giveaway or something like that.
gotta be, gotta be. But yeah, so six grand. Um, Ooh, that takes us into 2006 to present day. We have Hasbro who has taken over, and of course they have tons. So we mentioned them before. The Marvel Legends figures. They did the figures for Spider-Man 3. They did the figures for the Amazing Spider-Man films, the MCU films. They now do figures for the latest cartoon for the kiddos, Spidey and his friends, which if you have little ones, it's actually awesome. We love that show in this house. It doesn't. You have to kind of turn off your nerd brain when you watch it with your kids. Please don't be that that guy
Yeah,
or
don't be
or
me when I like watch the first Spider-Man. Like that's not what happens.
it's like, why are you calling Miles Spin? Don't worry about it. Just watch the show. It's fine. Patrick Stump does the intro song for it. It's lovely. Just enjoy it. Just shut your brain off and watch it for a little bit. It's fun. Um, they also all live together with Aunt May. Also, just don't ask questions. Just watch it, enjoy it. It's fine. There's bunk beds. It's great. So obviously, if there was a lot to talk about in the Toy Biz era, there is equally as much to talk about in the modern Hasbro era. We've mentioned a bunch of stuff before. I mean, I know a figure that is going to be on a lot of people's top lists this year. 2022 is the most recent black suit symbiote Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. After what I've seen. Yeah, most definitely.
I think another one that's a kind of a sleeper is on the same exact body mold, different paint, but the Ben Reilly Scarlet Spider is a big has been a big hit for people. Shout out to at gross dot fidelity and Ovieta 209 for shouting that out. That's their all-time favorite Spider-Man figure is actually the new Ben Reilly Scarlet Spider.
He's like what they do? They dump like a symbiote on him now. Now he's like Chasm or something. Like most recently, you see that?
Yes, yeah,
Yeah,
which is not the first time because right he was rocking the Carnage
yeah. Spider
stuff.
Spider Carnage. Yeah.
So he keeps going back for more. He keeps going back for seconds and
It's like
thirds.
not again. How could this happen again?
Now, see, when I think of him, I just think of the Marvel vs. Capcom games. When I think of that Spider-Man, for some reason,
Hmm.
when I see that costume, it reminds me of the Marvel vs. Capcom games. I think it was like it might have been an alternate skin or something. But
Oh yeah.
when I think of that Ben Reilly suit, because when I think of Scarlet Spider, I think of the other suit more, like the one with like the blue like cut off tank top thing.
Oh yeah. Yeah. The
Yeah.
hoodie. Yeah. Yeah.
That's more my speed when it comes
Which
to
is
Ben Reilly.
isn't that a skin that's in the Sony game?
Yes, I think. Yeah, I think that's one of the. There's so many in that first
There's a
game.
lot.
Um, if it isn't that one, it's one that's like
Close
pretty
enough.
close to that. Yeah. Because 2099. There's a bunch in there. And of course, we have more and more Spider-Men to look forward to as the Into the Spider-Verse, the sequel, part 1 of the sequel is
Yeah.
coming soon. So we'll
Speaking
get.
of one of my low-key favorite Spider-Man, 2099.
Oh yeah, Oscar Isaac. That guy's he's in everything
Yeah.
now. He's the Disney equivalent of Chris Pratt. I mean, obviously
Well,
Disney
Chris
has.
Pratt's also the Disney equivalent of Chris Pratt, coincidentally.
Well, I was gonna say he's just in that one. He's in Guardians, but
Yeah.
Disney's Chris Pratt, like the guy that they use for everything now. I mean, we got Poe Dameron. He's 2099. He's Moon Knight. He was technically
Mm-hmm.
prior to Disney, but now Disney. He was Apocalypse.
Yeah.
Oh no, we forgot about that.
It's the second.
Learning.
It's the second
Like,
time he's played an Egyptian based superhero character.
I know we're only what 2 or 3 episodes in. Moon. I mean, I can't really have an opinion yet because I feel like nothing has really cemented it as like, oh, it's really good or it's really bad or something like that. But Moon Knight is just cool. I mean, it's good so far. Hopefully,
Mm-hmm.
it goes somewhere. It's kind of like watching Legion, from that old FX show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it definitely has that frenetic, like it's filmed like a horror movie. It
Yeah.
has all of the
Mhm.
beats. It is the first modern Marvel property that has turned my daughter off, my 6-year-old. We watched the first episode. The moment Khonshu showed up and chased him into an elevator, she was like, "Nope, I'm done. That's it. I don't want
Yeah,
to watch
yeah.
anymore."
I like how they did that. That's kind of cool. I enjoy that character so far. So,
It's got a bit of a Memento vibe to it too.
mm-hmm. He's gonna start tattooing himself so he remembers.
But in hieroglyphs.
I'm John Lake or what's his name? Lake League instead now. I'm the third personality or whatever.
Well, yeah, I still have to watch this week's episode. So we're recording this on a Wednesday. There's a new episode right now that
Oh
I have
yeah.
not
Oh
watched
yeah,
yet.
that's right. Yeah, I gotta watch that.
So, but yeah, I think it would be week 3.
So yeah, we're only 2 episodes in. That's right.
But yeah, it's there's some new toys coming for it too, which is
Mhm.
always fun. But I have to say that this category hitting this this Hasbro category is where my favorite Spider-Man figures come in. And as much as like I mentioned, the animated series is my Spider-Man. I thrive on the MCU Marvel Legends, and I love that they have literally done every single suit that Tom Holland has worn, be it inside out or right side out. They have done every single suit that he has worn in the movies so far, except for the one that's at the very end of the most recent film that we see like just a quick glimpse of.
Yeah.
So I love the fact that I can literally stand them up and it's like homemade suit, first movie, or homemade suit, Civil War, first movie with the yellow jacket, Iron Spider,
That one I like. I really like that figure. It's so goofy, but I love it. That one's awesome.
Night Monkey. Like they're all of the suits are there. It's wonderful. I got very lucky when Target did that limited release of the Iron Spider with the Iron Man figure, so I have the Iron Spider with the tentacles and everything. That's those have to be personally my favorite figures, like as a set, is like the Tom Holland MCU figures.
I mean, I figure you got to get that, and they'll get that end of the movie one too at some point.
I mean, even if they don't get it now, they'll get it when the next movie comes out, and that's his
When
main
that's
suit.
the next movie suit, yeah.
You know, one way or another. Because I really dug what they called the integrated suit in this most recent one. With that has like a little bit of like the Doctor Strange stuff. It's got when Doc Ock gives him the nano parts back.
Oh, the black and gold?
No, the black and gold's the Inside Out one. That's when he gets the paint dumped on him and has to go find Electro, so he turns the suit inside out.
Yeah.
We all got that one wrong. We're like, is he in the black costume again? It's like, no, it's just Inside Out.
Yeah, that was such a swerve.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, okay.
The
So you got paint on you now? I'm confused. Yeah.
The toy collector in me, when I finally got to see the film and that part came up, I was like, now that is merchandising right there.
Yeah. You got sold the figure.
It's some weird
suit. Oh man. But yeah, so I love what they have done with the with the modern films and the Marvel Legends representation of them. Yeah, and it's just like the team right now at Marvel Legends, they must keep Dwight up like like at least 20 hours a day cranking out figures, because like the Marvel Legends team, they're just seems like every day there's new pre-orders for stuff. So Dwight needs a rest. Somebody needs to let him sleep.
And lest we forget the shout out to Stevie as well. My favorite current figures, the Kenner style.
Yeah.
Oh, the 375s, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got 2 Spider-Men so far, right? We got regular and we got symbiote. And I think actually, if you're listening to this now and the episode is new and it is 2022, if you didn't get symbiote Spider-Man, you will get another shot at him as this next set that's coming out with Green Goblin and Thing. The black suit Spidey will be repacked in that wave. So if you missed him the first time, keep an eye out for that restock because he's coming back.
Yeah, I'm looking for it. They showed that Green Goblin. I was like, all right, you're one step closer to Hobgoblin. Like, let's do it.
And I love that he's got the glider, man. Like, they did a great job getting, say what you will about them not including enough accessories with those figures, because I think they need them. I'm right there with you. Like, they need accessories. They need, like put out the damn spider buggy. Like, do, like, the fun, goofy stuff that Kenner 100% would have done.
Yeah, exactly.
Give me Arctic Spider-Man.
Yeah, no joke. I mean, I would love that, and play sets, and that it's just there's a lot that can be done with a lot of this stuff, like clip-on. They need to do like clip-on webbing. Like, I don't even care.
Yeah,
like, just anything like that would be awesome.
You know what?
Well, that, and we got the Silver Surfer surfboard. We got the gliders coming. I mean, Ghost Rider with a motorcycle.
Yeah.
Saying.
Doc Ock with tentacles that don't break off the first time you try to.
Yeah, you need that.
You need up for 30-year-old mistakes. Yes.
You know what would be amazing? Just thinking about this now. You know how Kenner reused the mold of the Ewok village treehouse
for Robin Hood?
Robin Hood. They should totally bust out that mold one more time and make some sort of playset out of it. Because like that would be the ultimate Kenner form of reuse. Put that mold out one more time. Get it out there.
Enough as it is, right?
Ayo.
I mean, they've done like Iron Man, Stealth Iron Man, Cap, and U.S. Agent, 2 Spider-Man, like
yeah,
Hulk and Gray Hulk.
Yeah.
You can get a Red Hulk out of there too, like whatever you want to do.
you could
I
get
just like that's like the epitome of what I think about with Marvel though, with those costumes and the colors and everything else. Like that's just like old school Marvel to me. So
2
yeah, they definitely have
Wolverines,
that attraction.
Phoenix. Yeah,
and I think they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. I think as long as they
and they're doing a good job with those.
as long as they keep the price where it's at. I know, prices for everything are going up because of everything that's going on, but like, I think keeping those priced at that like $10
Yeah.
ish mark is what they need to do. They don't want to get into the territory that like Super 7 is in right now with like the reactions, cuz it's tough to sell a $20 solid gold 5-point of
Next one.
articulation Megatron. It's tough. It's a tough sell.
Yeah. No, I mean like those a lot of stuff that Super 7 does in those 3 3/4 inches. They're cool. Like I have the Ninja Turtle ones when I can find them. They're not like if they're in the store, sure. But they're very few and far between. But I haven't seen the new 375s yet for Marvel. So I know that Venom and Phoenix and all those or Dark Phoenix are hitting and stuff. So
Yeah, that's the newest wave that I've seen so far.
yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Except for, well, I mean, you got all yours from Amazon, Dave, but I
Yeah,
saw
but I saw them once.
yeah, so the whole wave minus Venom. He's the only one I haven't seen in person yet.
Hmm.
This segment is brought to you by our friends at Chubsy Wubsy Toys. A traditional mom and pop toy store in Little Falls, New Jersey, Chubsy Wubsy Toys brings you the best new toys from the brands you love without the hassle of pounding the pavement searching for them at larger retail stores. Visit them in person at 106 Main Street in Little Falls, New Jersey, or online at chubsywubsy.com. That's CHUBZYWUBZZY.com. And tell them Adventures in Collecting sent you. So the 2 most valuable and rare Spider-Man toys from this era, one of them was super obvious to me. The other one was very not obvious. I actually did not remember this figure existing. So one is the Pizza Spidey, the
Oh yeah, good old Pizza Spidey.
the famous Pizza Spidey Marvel Legends. Up until this most recent body update, was widely considered to be like the best Spider-Man Marvel Legends ever. He goes for about $100 on card. And then this one was surprising to me. It's from the Spider-Man Classics, but like the Hasbro Spider-Man Classics, and it's Streetlight Spider-Man.
Oh, is he?
He kind of has that like Todd McFarlane Spider-Man costume look to him. Like the very distinct. It almost looks like the one that's in that raft.
Is it like red or yellow packaging or something like that?
Yes.
Okay,
And
I think I know what you're talking about.
he's
Yeah.
packaged with a street light accessory, like a New York City street light.
Oh, okay. All right.
If you have that one on card, it goes for $500 or more.
Oh, yeah. That's probably why we don't remember it because it was probably never out.
Yeah, I don't recall that one ever. Again, the Spider-Man in that set, I could be wrong. It looks a lot like the one that was in that raft. I think it was the raft. It was like a San Diego Comic-Con bundle of like Spider-Man and a couple of
Oh, like Purple Man and all that. Yeah.
yeah. I think that was the same Spider-Man. I think that was like a repack, but it's the McFarlane Spider-Man, so he has those very distinct like eye shapes and whatnot.
Yeah. They were definitely going for that in the raft. That's for sure. I remember. Yeah, that was a great box set. That was cool.
There's been some very fun San Diego Comic-Con releases from the Hasbro Marvel Legends folks, so and continue to look forward to those.
Yeah.
So as we exist in the present, there have been a couple of other call outs between 2006 and now of companies that continue to produce really great Spider-Man figures that are maybe, they're not as big as like the Mattels and Hasbros of the world, but in terms of like the things that you see on the shelf all the time. But of course, Hot Toys, It makes some, and Sideshow Collectibles makes some incredible 1/6 scale Spider-Man figures from the video games, from the films. Like, they're huge collector's items, right? Diamond Select, of course, has made some really good Spider-Man figures over the years. Sculpted by folks like Gene St. Jean, and in that Marvel Select line. Jada Toys makes some die-cast Spider-Man figures and vehicles. And then of course Bandai with the SH Figure Arts line, where one of our followers like to call out their favorite Spider-Man figure of all time, at Bison 7180, the SH Figure Arts Toei Spider-Man.
I am so upset that I missed that figure.
Same. I have big regrets.
Every time, like, I gotta go. I'm mad. No, I'm just kidding. Like, every time somebody's like, look, oh man, look how awesome this is. I'm like, I know it is, and I cannot believe that I didn't like pre-order. Like, I didn't even like that. I'm like, nobody knows what Toei Spider-Man, like the Japanese. I'll be fine. Nope, I was wrong. I was very wrong.
Yeah. I'm holding out hope that either he shows up in the next Into the Spider-Verse somehow, or he's part of this this big 60th anniversary celebration that Hasbro is planning throughout the year.
Yeah, if he is part of Spider-Verse, then you know that they'll be re-releasing it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, you got the 70s cartoon pointing at each other, Spider-Man. So
yeah, no, that's a great. I saw somebody took a marker to it too, put the lines in. Looks like, it's so corny, and it's such like a niche kind of like Spider-Man series, but it's so dang cool.
Mm-hmm.
mhm.
And then lastly, Mafex has been making some incredible, or Mayfex. I never know which way to pronounce it. I've heard
I
both
say
ways.
Mayfex. I guess it's Mafex, but it's some kind of Fex. Who cares?
Yeah, but they make some pretty cool Spider-Man figures too. So they have they have a Spider-Man, a Venom. I think they have a Ben Reilly now. They have a Carnage. So and a slew of other Marvel figures as well. But yeah, there are a lot of Spider-Man figures.
Funko.
And
I
then
have.
that was going to be the last one, Dave.
Oh, okay.
And then the other company that continues to crank out Spider-Man figures is Funko. So they started in 2012 and continue to make them into the present here. Spider-Man was Marvel Pop number 3, going all the way back. Bobblehead Pop.
Yeah, all the Marvel ones are bobbleheads.
I think all the Disney ones are, right? Because the Star Wars ones are too, I believe, are bobbleheads.
Disney is not.
No, like the Star Wars. I think it's Star Wars and Marvel.
Yes.
Yeah, not the Disney proper ones, but like for some reason those two are only bobbleheads. It's weird.
I think it has to do with like licensing.
I mean, I'm sure it boils down to usually
like they can only make it if it's a bobblehead
because they're not figures in that sense. They're bobbleheads.
Right.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Lots of those loopholes these days,
So, pretty straightforward, but I have to call out one here too, because there's another crazy one. The most valuable Spider-Man pop goes back.
I think I know this, which it is.
Do you want to take a guess?
Is it Metallic Spider-Man?
It is. It is the 2011 San Diego Comic-Con, one of 480 Metallic Spider-Man pop. Now, do you know how much this one goes for?
50,000.
No, you do not
Isn't
win. You are not closest without going over.
$1.
It is. I know, so I'm just going based off of kind of what I think everything else is. I haven't looked it up in a while.
Okay.
It's probably like $4 or $5 grand.
It is. It is $4,500.
Those are for the that's the Lego guy buying that too, right?
Imagine buying both. You just gotta
I
have
don't know
both.
if you could get on both lines at Comic-Con.
Well, you got to win a trivia concert and then get online for the Funko or trivia. I didn't say a trivia contest, not a trivia concert. I don't know what a trivia
Yeah.
concert is. Is there?
Talking about
Are you ready to answer questions?
Yeah. Yeah. So you have to win.
All right, shut up and do it.
Just shut up and do it already. Just shut up and do it. Oh man,
no,
yeah.
talking about Funkos, they did the Spider-Man animated line, and I got that Madam Web in the hopes. I'm like, I'm gonna rip her off that chair and use it for my old Toy Biz animated series Madam Web, and it is beautiful on that. It works perfectly.
I'm glad you said that because I remember when you posted the picture of it too.
Yeah.
It was the first thing that I thought too, and then I remembered that I didn't have my Toy Biz Madam Web
Oh,
anymore.
heartbreaking.
Because there's so many random like Funko Spider-Man. The only two that I have, I've been very kind of like, because when there's over 100 WWE ones, where can you put like the hundreds of Marvel ones? I have Superior Spider-Man, which I don't know why I have it. I think it's just that it was weird. And the Marvel Lucha Libre El Arachno one.
I wish they would make figures out of those. I really they
I would too.
that'd be cool. I see that's the kind of weird stuff that I like because that's what like harkens back to me of like a weird Toy Biz wave. Like they just two
Mhm.
Mexican wrestlers. Like why not?
The thing that blew my mind is those are actual wrestlers. Like those
Yeah.
are performers. Like they
In-
actually wear those costumes.
That's amazing.
In AAA, they have matches.
So like my hope would be that a company like Boss Fight Studios that works with works with Master Republic and Legends of Lucha Libre, it would be awesome if they could work out something to get those figures made in that line. That would be, and have them scale with like the rest of the wrestling figures. Just be so cool. I'd be in on all of them, every single one of them. From the Spider-Man one to the what is it? There's like a Hulk one. There's a Venom one. There's a Wolverine one.
There's a lot.
Yeah, I'd want them all. I would want every single one of them. Yeah, because I had no idea. Dave had to inform me as I was kind of sharing the news that when these came out, he was like, that these are actual like people wrestle in these, right? I was like, wait a second, what? Why am I not watching this?
Yeah, they've had like individual matches at certain AAA shows, with like kind of widely known wrestlers as some of the characters too. It's interesting, but I don't know if it's necessarily taken off. I don't think anyone's kind of. I think it's too weird for most people, to be honest, because just like this is weird. It has like the characters have nothing to do with the rest of the show. They're just like, here's the superhero match, and then that's it. Like
Spider-Man just webs away, never to be seen again.
What's the Family Guy thing? Everybody gets one.
it's just, yeah. I think it's cool, but they were supposed to be in a whole
the Avengers Academy at Disneyland. That'd be a good show.
Oh man, that'd be great.
There was supposed to be a whole other series, and there was a Loki one that was first, that was like a Walmart exclusive, and then that whole second series just hasn't shown up anywhere yet.
Well, you know how that goes.
Yep.
All right, so in wrapping this up, because it's been a journey. We've gone through a lot of figures in the last hour or so. I kind of mentioned what my favorite Spider-Man figure kind of sort of was. Do you guys want to name one or a couple? Like what would you call your favorites?
Favorite? Oh, sorry, like favorite Spider-Man. You said?
Yeah, throughout the years.
It's always going to be like you said, animated series always stands out. Um, off the top of my head, one that like it was so confusing to me as a kid, but still is like, oh man, it's such like a classic. Like getting it from the store, driving home, and then opening it up was the symbiote Spider-Man with the weird chest thing that makes like the screeching noise as it like
Yeah.
recycles back into his chest. Even though it's like, why did it do this? Like, I mean, kind of going off the show, but it not really. I don't know. That one kind of stands out to me as like a weird favorite.
That's a good one. That's a good. I don't think that one's gonna make a lot of people's lists.
No, but it was for if it was like a toy that has no rhyme or reason to it.
It's a it's a moment in time. That's what that figure is.
And it had a webbing like the 2-pack, like it was a big black webbing thing instead of the blue one that came with that 2-pack on that list.
Well, it's so that you could recreate the opening of the show where like he gets swallowed by the black symbiote web.
Yeah, exactly.
Dave, what about you?
As far as like my favorite of all time,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with the Secret Wars.
Which
Although the 375s are like kind of great modern day retellings of those.
now are you gonna just say both Secret Wars? It's fine. It's fine if you don't want to
Yeah,
pick one or the
both.
other. Yeah,
That's
it's fine. I'll go with that. Yeah, so this year continues the 60th anniversary, and like we mentioned, the folks over at Hasbro have a lot of stuff planned. They've hinted at a year of kind of releases and things coming to celebrate the 60th anniversary of Spider-Man. So year's off to a good start for Spidey and his figures with those throwbacks to the Toy Biz era animated series line. But hopefully there's a lot more to come to help celebrate the 60th anniversary of the Web Slinger, and of course the three of us will be here to bask in the glory of of more Spider-Man plastic for sure.
I'm hoping that X-Men they're calling it X-Men 97. I hope that does well so then they can finally give us just one more. All I want is one more season of Spider-Man animated just to show us what happened to Mary Jane. And I know a lot of people are going to say, well, there's a story online with the goes back in the past and has Carnage in it and Jack the Ripper, but unless it's animated, that's not canon.
Correct. And we're not going to talk about the I'm heavily doing air quotes here. The sequel to
Oh
the
God,
animated
no.
series.
Oh, I take a lot of flack because I don't like that. You know what I mean? They're like, how could you not? I'm like, okay, just to tell you, when I went to Comic Con that year and they were talking about it and they go, there's going to be a sequel series to Spider-Man the Animated Series. And I was like, oh my God, this is going to be amazing. And I'm like, you know where this booth is? The guy goes, oh, it's down this aisle, go down the blah, blah, blah. They had like this big, huge setup where they had all the concept art like on the walls and stuff. And I was like, what the heck is this? Like to see Green Goblin. Green Goblin looked like the Vulture. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Like I was full on expecting like, okay, they're gonna have a natural conclusion or they're gonna keep it going. And then to see the Spider-Man suit, I was like, what is this? What the heck is this? And we all saw the show. So
And if you didn't, you don't have to. Just
don't ever watch it.
you don't need to do it. I will say though, if they were to do something fun to kind of celebrate the show's existence, this year, I would totally take a modern Marvel Legends in that suit.
Yeah, I'll give you that. Like the suit, like the character designs and stuff are interesting, and they would make for great toys. It's just like to ever say that it's like a sequel to Spider-Man the Animated Series. I'm like, no,
No.
it's just,
Mm-mm.
that doesn't even line up with like storylines. You know what I mean? Like they'll say something, and you're like, oh, that doesn't fit. So
You can get right if you think that's a proper sequel. You can get right on that spaceship with with
yeah,
Peter
right.
and
Go to
head off
Town of
to
Earth.
yeah. Get out of here. Get out of here with that.
Well, what was it? The thing was they wanted to do 2099, but they thought it looked too much like Batman Beyond. Or, you know what I mean? Like too much of a copy. So they go, oh, just do a whatever you want to do. So the Spider-Man suit could only appear for like a split second in the very beginning. That's why he loses it like really quick. And he gets like the new is a whole everything with that it's always like it's very mysterious, but it's also very like okay, like that makes no sense, but sure, why not? Now I totally get it. So
cat people.
High evolutionary, classic Spider-Man villain.
Yeah. Brutal.
And the Ram, Sir Ram. Or, you know, we're talking about this way too much.
We're giving this too much airtime. So, Toy Shiz, thank you so much for joining us to go on this this webtastic journey. Before we let you go, for those of you that don't know where to find Toy Shiz online, where can they find you?
I try to make it real easy for everyone. It's just YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter at Toy Shiz. You should be able to find me.
And of course, we'll include links to your profiles and your YouTube in the show notes if you.
Oh, thank you.
If you just want to go and click and not have to do the whole search and words type of thing.
Yeah, Google is very hard these days. I know.
So with that, Dave, do you want to sign us off?
Bye, everyone.
Thank you, dear listener, for hanging out with us today. Subscribe, rate, and review us wherever you listen, and then tell your friends to do it. Thanks also to Joe Azari, the golden voice behind our intro. Our music is Game Boy Horror by the Zombie Dandies. Find more about them both in our show notes.
Follow us on social media at AIC_podcast on Instagram and Twitter. Stop by and say hi, show us your toy hauls, and share your toy stories. Maybe we'll talk about it in a future episode.
Don't try this at home. Void where prohibited and some assembly required. Each sold separately, not a flying toy. Consult a physician if your toy run exceeds more than 4 hours.
This has been a non-productive media presentation. Executive producer, Frank Hablawi. This program and many others like it on the Non-Productive Network is distributed under a Creative Commons Attribution Non-Commercial No Derivatives license. Please share it, but ask before trying to change it or sell it. For more information, visit Non-Productive.com.